Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Ikari Warriors II, the bizarre sequel to Ikari Warriors that I beat 20-some years ago, and it's still fun and weird today. This brings back so many memories. I had this game as a kid and absolutely loved it. Revisiting it many, many years later reminds me that yes, I was correct. This game is awesome. It's the sequel to Ikari Warriors II Victory Road, and playing this game will bring you victory, because it's great. It's also kind of weird, and in a way it feels unfinished, but that just adds to the charm. I love the sound effects in Ikari Warriors 2. The synthesized voice speech was not something that you normally heard in NES games back in the day. Who can forget the beginning of each level? Love that, but I totally forgot about the weapon upgrading system and the stores in Ikari Warriors where you can buy items. It makes it a much easier game than the first one. The music is kind of weird, but I like the visual style and color palette, which is downright trippy. You have 4 main weapons that you can choose from and 2 sub-weapons in Ikari Warriors 2. The boomerang is the one you'll use 95% of the time. It's like the perfect weapon. It destroys everything and comes right back to you. Occasionally you'll want to use the bazooka, don't even worry about the other 2. I love that the store is in the back room of a bar. It just seems so sketchy. I frequent the store even if I don't need anything. Tell me that's not the most rewarding scream in video game history. It's great. Blah! It's a bit of an odd game and an unusual classic on the NES. I think it's the perfect sequel to Ikari Warriors, personally. The controls are really good. You can fire in the direction that you're running, or you can hold down the fire button and strafe. So that makes it really playable. Also, you've got grenades and landmines. You'll probably never use the landmines. Ikari Warriors 2 is pretty unbalanced. For the most part, it's a fairly easy game. There's a lot of cheap one-hit kills, so when you learn to avoid them, it's more playable. If you don't keep progressing upwards, or if you don't keep moving, it'll rain bombs on you, which will kill you. And of course, don't forget the continue code ABBA, which you probably won't need until the end boss. Once you get good at the game, he's super cheap and has one-hit kills. As you're running around shooting everything and admiring these super bizarre backgrounds, hitting the select button will allow you to switch between weapons and also select which items that you'll use. You activate the items by throwing a grenade. Something about the end bosses reminds me of another one of my favorite NES games, Blaster Master. Ikari Warriors 2 isn't terribly difficult to find, it's not super overpriced or anything. And like the original game, you can also play 2-player on screen at the same time. It is a bit jerky though, although still highly recommended for your NES. And I've got a Classic Game Room shout out and thank you to send to Jeremy from Beulah, North Dakota. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for sending one of my favorite games from many, many years ago. Which I must have sold many, many years ago. This one has its moments, provided you don't spend too much for it. I'll highly recommend Ikari Warriors 2 Victory Road for your Nintendo Entertainment System. The best of Classic Game Room is on DVD, Blu-ray, and Laser Hypervision album set.